In today's episode, I'm going to be introducing my new project that's not so new. So let's start off with a bit of background about this thing. I've had this for more than a year now, and I was meant to do this video last year. And I filmed all the footage and got it ready to upload, and then moved it onto a USB, terrible USB, and lost it all. So here I am doing all this again. Luckily though, a few of the clips survived, so I've got some photos and a few small clips of what it used to look like before. This is after a lot of work has been done to it. Most of this is new. I'll explain everything further on in the video, and I'll attach the clips that I have. I don't think any of them have any sound, so have to see how we go with that. So a bit of background about how this started off. This used to be a two-seater buggy, and as you can see by the steering rack, it's like off to one side because it used to be like a right-hand drive. So it was cut down the middle and made narrower, so now it's just a single-seater. It's a lot lighter as well, and it's had lots of work done to it since.
Alright, let's start off here at the back. All of what you see here is new. The axle is still the old axle, but everything around it is new. And I've got clips of when I was making these as well, which is good. I'll have those up. So, here I've got the new frame. This was made with some square hollow section. I think I've also got a few clips of this, and welding and stuff. And these were profile cap, like 3D designed in CAD and profile cap. And the engine bolts into these at 250cc.
This go-kart previously had a 210 like Predator type engine, like a Honda clone thing, so it was good fun, but it wasn't fast enough, so we're upgrading to a 250cc with a 4-speed manual transmission. The main reason why the Honda clone engine wasn't the best is the gearing ratio on this thing. Didn't quite match up with the gears. Like, none of the centrifugal clutches had the right amount of teeth to push enough torque, so it was really terrible. It was geared for high speed, but it lacked down low torque, so it was not that much fun. But the 4-speed should fix that. And moving forward, we've got these new bits of tubing, which I only did a few days ago. These are for the roll cage to sit on top, and it never really had a roll cage or anything. This is what used to look like before, without these. Think I'll have a few of the old photos if I can find any. And so these got welded on a few days ago, and I've made a roll cage already for it. This is the roll cage I've just finished making. It's quite simple, just some tube bent, notched at the ends, welded together, and it's pretty solid. It looks good, so we're gonna continue bolting it onto there and test fitting it. It's not quite done. So as you can see, I've got this square hollow section on the front. The reason for this is I'm gonna have some hinges on the front, so I can open the whole roll cage to get in and out because it's pretty tight. I've got these door hinges. I think these were off a Ford at some point, and these will bolt into that square hollow section. And this is all new as well. Just did this yesterday. Bolted in the hinges. I'm just going to make sure everything fits together before fully welding it, and we're going to do the same for the back, as in like cut a section off here, put some square hollow section on both this side and the roll cage, so that when these meet there's a flat surface to put a latch, and then that way you can open up the roll cage and close it. And some of the other things left are like the shock absorbers at the back. I've still got to put like a little mount for them on this side and hook them up. The front ones need replacing. They're like completely jammed. They don't move at all, so I'm going to get those sorted. The seats here, I'm going to be using a Celica seat to fit in it. It's quite comfortable. And I think there's a video, there's a video of it on the channel already, one of the shorts of me cleaning it. So that's the seat that's going to go in here. And I've still yet to put mounts for it. I've already marked where I'm going to weld them. So next thing is to weld the mounts and bolt the seat in, and then, you know, have the roll cage done. This project has progressed a lot since I first got it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get most of it on video, but I can just talk through most of the things I've done to it. So let's have a look at the brake caliper and the brake master cylinder. Here's the master cylinder here. This is a clutch master cylinder off a Toyota Corolla. Reason I have this on is the original master for the go-kart brakes is terrible. It doesn't push enough brake fluid. So I have this thing on. This pushes a lot more and it's a lot more powerful, so the brakes are a lot better with this on them. And I've got like just a hose running around the corner, and then the straight section I've got some hard tubing, and then another hose for the flexible part around the back. I think I'll need to extend the hose because this is a bit longer than it used to be. The rear wheels used to be a bit closer to the back of the seat. And this is the caliper here. Since the new engine's got a manual gearbox mated to it, I'm gonna have to put a clutch pedal in here. Currently doesn't have one. It has the spot for one, but I haven't got the pedal, so to take advantage of not having one there, I think I'm gonna go with one of the ones hanging from the top that's pivots at the top. I think that looks a lot better and feels a lot better to use, so I'll just do that instead of bothering to make one for this mount. And we'll run a cable to the back because it's a cable clutch. And then for this shifter, I've got a place to mount it there. This is where the original shifter used to be, long before I bought it, before I put on the 210cc. So we're going to make a custom made shifter and make some cables for it, or use some of the old cables, try to extend them, and then they're basically just going to run back to the engine, which I'll probably grab in a bit and show you. And yeah, and there's lots of work been done on the engine as well, like the mounts, the other side of these profile cut mounts, and a new like shifter linkage to hold cables on it and all that stuff. And soon I'll be doing all the electricals. Most of it's already done, and that was also part of the clips that went missing, unfortunately, but I can show you around it. One thing I really like about this is the steering rack. It's not a direct linkage, it's got like a little gear in there that drives the steering rack, so it's got a much better turning circle, and it's not like other go-karts where it's like half a turn of the steering wheel locks. This thing can do like a full turn either way, and yeah, it's a lot more comfortable driving, it's a lot more fun. It's more like a car than it is go-kart feeling, which is nice. And I did the alignment not long ago to make it so that when you're driving straight and you turn and let go of the steering wheel, it centers itself. So this is what the roll cage looks like on it. It fits pretty nicely, which is good. Yeah, there's not much else to talk about on the go-kart, so I'll probably move on to the engine and the other bits and pieces of it and show you those.